first change that takes place is in your mind. You have to change your mind before you change the way you live and the way you move. So when we said that the revolution would not be televised, we were saying that the thing that's going to change people is something that no one will ever be able to capture on film. It'll just be something that you see, and all of a sudden you realize, I'm on the wrong page.
If your dreams, even when you go to sleep, if you're dreaming and your dreams are strange, your dreams are demonic, your dreams are crazy, if your thoughts are racing, your thoughts are crazy, you're going all over the place, that means that's no different than having a pain in your leg or a pain in your stomach. That means something's wrong.
This week I was recording an interview next door to a high school talking about changes and solutions to the problems in the inner city. The afternoon buses dropping off students, parents getting off work, then suddenly, 2 blocks over, close to 30 shots rang out. A group of children looked, then kept playing. After about 15 minutes, we cut through a trail and pulled up on the Woodlawn football team.
Because what happens is, this stuff happens all the time, and you start to think it's normal, and it's not. It's sick. Y'all understand what I'm saying? You're in a sick environment.
Coach Harris never wants that to become normal in the mind of any young man.
What you have to be able to do is have a conversation and them be able to bounce things off you. Just like when we were young, we didn't want to listen to what older people had to say. I know I didn't. And the same is true now. We want to bombard them with what we know, what they ought to do, instead of building a rapport with those kids, finding out these kids know more than we think. They don't get an opportunity to express it. They don't get a chance to talk. A lot of times we were raised in those days where if you were young, if grown folks said something, you just shut up and you just stayed in your place. Well, that was wrong then and it's wrong now. Because what that does is that carries generational ignorance, that carries generational dysfunction, and a lot of kids don't understand. They don't understand why my aunt, my uncle, my cousin, my great-grandmother, all of us are still in the same position. How do I get out of it? Well, if you keep repeating the same things, you're gonna get the same thing.
Once you just fall in love with the game, it becomes simple. It's easy, it's just like life. The harder you go, the farther you'll go.
The solution has and always will be love, and it ain't sweet. True love is correction.
The Lord is always enough, but He's given us instructions. We've got to share our wisdom with these young kids. Sometimes the conversation may not just be about football. It may be about, did you eat today? Do you have any clean clothes? How are you getting home? Some kids are not even living at home. Some kids out right now living in hotels because their houses are being shot up, or they don't have anywhere to go, or somebody got locked up, so now where I was living is not there anymore. But yet we still expect them to come to school, be great students, act right, be great football players on Friday, and then do all of these things, but none of that's happening around them. That's unrealistic, and we're setting kids up for failure. If I don't care anything about you, I'm not gonna say anything to you. If I'm ripping you, that means I care about you.
Unfortunately, the community is still mourning the loss of Lil 3, who was shot and killed at just 15 years old. It's not normal, and Coach Goldman, the basketball coach, never wants it to become normal.
I mean, I can do all the hollering and the screaming in the world, and it's not gonna motivate them because right now they're feeling so down and because they lost a brother. And practices have been up and down. We have our good days, we have our bad days. But what I've had to learn is being patient and allowing those guys to have that time to just, breathe in, breathe out, and have a little relief, make it, because it's more than about basketball, And I've always told people that I coach the way I do because I want to not only have them right inside the gym, but once they walk outside the gym, And it's been tough.
The solutions are inside the problem, and it didn't happen overnight and won't change in a day. The more active we get, the more results we'll see.
He was just really excited about this upcoming season, having the opportunity to replace somebody like B. Stewart, to play behind B. Stewart. And I told him, I said, there'll never be another B. Stewart, but you try your best to be like him, And he wanted that role of following in the footsteps of Brian Stewart. So it's a terrible loss. It's a terrible loss to continue to see our young children taken out at an early age.
I myself had become numb to the violence and can't let it become normal.
When it comes to solution, that's the solution, man.
Yeah, shout out to Funny Mike.
Man, who else?
And shout out to somebody. Shout out to my family.
Your family? Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta go. I got school.
All right, man. Be safe, man.
The first change that takes place is in your mind. You have to change your mind before you change the way you live and the way you move. So when we said that the revolution would not be televised, we were saying that that the thing that's going to change people is something that no one will ever be able to capture on film. It'll just be something that you see and all of a sudden you realize, I'm on the wrong page.